I'm JP Gownder, Vice President and Principal Analyst with Forrester Research. I cover the future of work, the PC industry, and technologies that help drive employee experience.
And I'm Andrew Hewitt, Analyst at Forrester, and I cover the intersection of end-user computing and employee experience.
Today we're going to present the results of a commission study that Forrester Consulting conducted on behalf of Intel to better understand the PC industry and employee experience.
So as part of this research study, we're really looking at the state of the PC industry today. And of course, people have been saying the PC is dead. Started with mobile, started with VDI, happened with tablets. What's the truth here, JP?
Yeah. The truth is, as Forrester has been saying for a number of years, the PC is not dead. And our study for Intel shows that 87% of IT decision makers say that the PC is actually central to their business. Of course, realistically, the PC is one of many different technologies that employees are using in order to do their jobs. But the primacy of the PC remains something that IT decision makers believe in.
So it hasn't died, but it's changed quite a bit.
It has certainly changed quite a bit. The other thing that we are starting to see is that organizations are investing in tools to ensure that when the PC is being used, that the employee experience is a positive one. Right? Employee experience drives customer experience. Employee experience drives business value. It drives retention. It drives productivity.
Absolutely. And I've certainly seen something similar talking to a lot of our clients, interest in being a lot more proactive and saying, we want to be able to predict if a device is going to break down or if an application is going to be very latent so that we can make sure that people can focus for that long period of time without those distractions on their PC.
So Andrew, this brings us to another issue, which is the idea of remote work, flexible work, new ways of working, and the impact that that has on the PC world. What are you seeing?
What I've been talking about a lot with our clients is the value of cloud-based device management, being able to use mobile device management APIs to manage that experience. So not only are you able to manage a greater variety of devices, but you're able to do it in a much easier, more automated fashion. As part of this whole discussion around operating system as a service, more of a focus on the PC, what are we seeing in terms of device refresh?
So what's interesting here is that there is broad agreement and broad understanding that PC refresh is quite beneficial. For example, 87% of the IT decision makers in our study said PC refresh is an important driver of employee experience. So they know that this is the case. 86% of them said that this is an important driver of productivity, more specifically. And 85% said that their leadership understands the importance of PC refresh. So all of that is great, but that doesn't mean that organizations have quite gotten there. Now, what is quite interesting about this is that in addition to EX, as you well know, security is a huge driver here. How should organizations be thinking about that vis-a-vis the PC?
The first thing is to acknowledge that there is a problem. From the study that we did, 40% of decision makers say they can successfully secure the PC. So as we start to think about this changing security model, what we're starting to hear from a lot of clients and what Forrester is recommending is much more of a zero trust strategy.
And does this go all the way down to, let's say, the chipset that you're using in your PC?
Yes.
Because it seems like there's different layers of claims here that some organizations will say, well, we're reasonably secure. So how does that work from a chip perspective?
It is going to go down to the chip level. What's really important about zero trust is we're moving from a world where it's very perimeter based. You know, I have a moat, I defend it. If anyone gets over the moat and into my castle, all my sensitive data is gone, right? With the zero trust model, I'm putting security wherever that data is relevant.
Right. So basically, we're kind of saying that if you haven't thought about zero trust in the edge computing, in the PC environment, you need to rethink. You need to bring zero trust. Zero trust means zero trust everywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There is another innovation, however, that we looked at in this study and that I know you have a lot of expertise on, and that is this idea of PC as a service, device as a service, as a potentially growing, if new, area. What are you seeing in your research on this?
So from the study that we did, is specific to Intel, 29% of IT decision makers say they're looking at device as a service. And it goes by two names, as you correctly mentioned: PC as a service if it's specific to a PC, device as a service if it's going to include things like mobile devices, right? And what I've seen from a lot of my research is that folks are really interested in increasing that procurement process rate so that they can get these devices into the hands of people much faster. That is kind of the primary employee experience benefit, is being able to say, I can give you a device very fast. If it breaks down, I can swap it out very fast.
So it seems like device as a service is a component of innovation, but also employee experience.
Exactly.
It seems like we've had a lot of themes that came out of our conversation today. One of them is that the PC actually plays a really crucial role in employee experience, that we shouldn't leave that behind anymore.
Absolutely. I think the other thing that we've learned too is if we want to be able to manage this more complex world, we need to do things to automate, to simplify the IT infrastructure in such a way that leaves room for those experience improvements.
And it sounds like there is now an opportunity with the modern tools to be able to accomplish all of our fundamental security goals, which are only becoming more important to companies, but also be EX positive. And that's been hard to accomplish.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Michael Nordquist from Intel. I run our business client planning and architecture team, and I really wanted to thank the folks from Forrester for coming in and talking through some of the trends. We heard Andrew and JP really walk through some of the things that they're seeing at the end customers. And I'm really going to talk about how that applies to our products that are coming into the market today and what we're doing in future areas of work. The first thing is, hey, the PC is really at the center of people getting things done, but it's not just about performance. It's about security, it's about manageability, and it's about stability and availability. From a performance, we've really shifted from just a benchmarks and what capabilities are in this space to what is the experience they can really offer. And that's more than just the traditional CPU. That's still very important, but having a great performance and wireless connectivity that's really solid is key to really having effective meetings and interaction with your coworkers. On security, this is really transforming in front of our eyes right now. It's really changed from behind a firewall. As we've transitioned and moved forward, a lot of these apps are coming from the cloud. So the question is, you look at that is, how do you make it easy to secure those devices and those end users in that space when you're in that environment? That's really fundamental of what we've done with Intel Hardware Shield. It's really building from the hardware up to support those different things. And it's more than just the hardware. It's about the firmware that's in there. It's about the BIOS. And it's about supporting the new OS models that people like Microsoft have brought in with virtualization and enabling that with hardware. And that's really baked in fundamental into the hardware shield. On manageability, it's all about offering a better experience in this space. Yes, we have break fix that's been around for a while. We're starting to see people be more distributed in where they're located in that space. And so now the question is, how do we make it easier so they don't have to send a PC somewhere or physically go somewhere? Can we do those things remotely, again, over the cloud? And giving those capabilities are just things as simple as rolling out when you get a new PC. How can we make that seamless? How can we not make that a 2-hour block of time that you have to physically go to an IT area, a staging area to get your PC? Why can't we just send it directly to you? How can Intel help in that space? That's some of the things that we're rolling in. And then lastly, stability. All of us want uptime, right? We don't want to have to deal with these problems. So how do we offer stable platforms that just work in that space? And then how do we offer availability no matter where you are in the world? So just to wrap up here, we talked a lot about user experience in this space. We talked about productivity and what it means. It's really about offering that great user experience, security, offering the best manageability and stability in that space. And that's really what our business class platform is all about, the vPro platform. If you want to learn more information on this, please go to intel.com/vPro to get the information on some of the technologies that really support those capabilities. I just really wanted to thank you overall for your time.